Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So it's a day off from work. We're heading down the coast, as you can see, probably, I don't know, there's a lot of traffic. We're going down the coast to do some photography, and the reason I want to do a video on this is because there's a lot of videos on YouTube from professionals out there teaching you how to do certain types of photography and whatnot. And I find that sometimes those videos are not catered very well to the amateur photographer, and I am by no means an expert at photography. I'm still sort of getting my... I do talk a lot with my hands, don't I? I'm by no means an expert with photography and still sort of learning the ropes, and I thought I'd do a video on it. I think sometimes if you follow along with an amateur and see what they can produce with very little experience behind them, and if it's easy, then it encourages you to go out and do it as well, as opposed to seeing someone who's got years and years and years of experience and just nailing it every time. So we're actually going to do some long exposure photography today, and pretty excited. I've wanted to, I don't know, I like messing with long exposure, and yeah, it should be fun.
Packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it someday.
Alright, so we got the coffee, and obviously in a nice-ish location. Weather is... Look, it's average, but the lighting should be pretty good for photos. Oh, that was really hot. Probably should have waited a bit. So we're going to fly the drone as well, take some snaps. Should be good. So with long exposure photography, you do need some things. You can't just go out with a normal camera, at least during the day anyway, and take photos. You need a lens with a high aperture, so my lens currently has an aperture of 2.0, which is enough. I mean, you can have a darker lens if you want, but definitely going to be easier with a wider aperture. And you need an ND filter. So ND filters can be pretty expensive. The one I've got at the moment on this Zeiss Bartus cost me about $200. It's a variable ND, so it goes from, you know, very dark to not as dark, and like I said, 100% you need it for doing this. So we are going to camp out just under that bridge and take a shot and hopefully make that water look really, really sick. Alright guys, so you know how I mentioned something about having a fast lens? Scratch that. Like I said, I'm a beginner, I don't know what I'm doing. You do not need a fast lens, so I was just down there under the pier, and to get the shot perfectly exposed, or perfectly, like, pretty decently exposed. Are you hating life right now? To get the shot exposed, I had to bump the aperture all the way to the other end at f22. That allowed me to open my shutter speed, and I was able to get, I think the longest exposure I was able to get was about 6 seconds. Although ideally, the shot that I used, and I'll have that up now, that one used, I think it would have been about 4 to 5 second shutter speed. I'll have all the details of how I got that shot. We're about to head out on the ocean now, and yeah, hopefully get some awesome shots. Alright, so we took a couple more shots here at the end of the jetty. It's not as good as like on the shore there, but hopefully, you know, if it worked out well, I'll put a shot on screen here. Again, I seem to find that 4 to 5 seconds seems to be the nice sweet spot. Any longer than that and you tend to overexpose the image, any lower than that and you kind of get a bit too much detail in the water. So 4 to 5 seconds exposure. Again, these are all being shot at f22. Anything wider than that is gonna just blow the image out way too much. You're not gonna be able to get a 4 to 5 second exposure. One thing I also realized while I'm out here is, you know, As you can see, it is overcast, and I didn't bring a microfiber cloth or anything to clean my ND filter, and you might see, I can definitely see, it is a little dirty. Probably showed up in some of the shots. Can't help that, gonna have to leave it on anyway. But yeah, hopefully this was a little bit helpful and you saw some shots that I got. Again, I'm really new to photography. This is my first proper camera that I've taken photos on, and it's definitely fun to experiment with shots like this, and long exposure is definitely one of my favorite things with photography, is just taking long exposure shots, stars, water, all that sort of stuff. And as you can see, if I can do it, and I'm pretty new to this as well, I'm also blonde, so I struggle with even the easiest things in life, then I'm sure you guys out there, amateur photographers, can do it too.